For interiors, doing sustainability isn't as easy. I mean, when you're looking at architecture, it's very different. But when you're looking at interiors, that's not a choice that you'll always be able to make or a proposal you'll always be able to put forward to a client. If your entire design and execution process is well planned, you are avoiding a lot of rework at site. Your choice of materials, choose the right material, choose materials that are a little more expensive but on higher quality so that they have a better life. Yes, sustainability will look like, oh, I mean, that expensive. But if you look at it holistically, it comes at the same or balances the same as any other conventional or luxury material. The reason is any sustainable material is a whole in itself, so it does not require any additional finishes or layering or surface treatments. Once you've used a sustainable material, it's done, you're sorted. The craft that has gone behind it, the details that go behind it, that itself adds so much luxury to the material that they kind of build their own statement. So I always tell people that sustainability is kind of a very silent and understated luxury. They actually cannot be put different from each other, and it purely depends on one's perception as to how they look at luxury. Even clients, they're so well versed with the design world because they are completely exposed to these platforms. There are times when they're entering meetings and they have whole presentations ready. They are ready with mood boards, they have screenshots. In fact, their Pinterest boards are more organized than what ours can be. We do tell a no to a lot of projects that don't align with our design philosophy because I think once you've decently established yourself, you reach a stage where you kind of want to choose what you do rather than doing what you have to do. So yeah, we are there where we want to choose what we do because we want to make a difference which with every project, with every design that we are creating, leave a certain kind of inspiration for the many out there. Yeah.
Today we are in conversation with Shweta Jain, the founder of Space Karma, a studio that approaches design not just as aesthetics but as responsibility. In a time where luxury often is defined by scale and statement, Space Karma brings a more thoughtful perspective of blending it with tradition, contemporary living, and sustainability. From being listener first, designer later, to rethinking what luxury truly means, her work challenges us to look beyond the trends towards the intention. In this conversation, we explore sustainability meets luxury craftsmanship in the fast moving industry and what it really means to design responsibly today. Thank you so much, Shweta, for joining us here.
Thank
And
you
to
so
begin
much.
with, you often say that to be truly modern, we must first reconcile with our tradition. So, how does that belief really help you approach your any new project?
Um, so I very strongly believe that how you approach one thing is how you approach everything. And as a person also, I'm very rooted to my own traditions and values. Even if it's like the smallest ritual of how I'm starting my mornings, so it's very natural that the same perception gets carry forwarded in everything that I do, and in even if it's a design approach. So yeah, irrespective of what the project is, be it modern, Scandinavian, contemporary, or luxury, we are making a conscious effort as how we can integrate any kind of a handcrafted material or an artisanal a detail or anything that is very close to our roots. So I feel that being modern, being truly modern, you to be truly modern, you don't have to totally abandon your traditions, but it is how you can take forward your traditional sensibilities and kind of translate them in a very contemporary way, so you're making and creating designs that are more timeless and relevant.
Yeah, so true. This really describes your the saying listeners first, designer later. So how does this thought really impact and shape your decisions towards design?
The kind of industry that we are in, it naturally demands us to be listeners, right? There is no choice over here. And why not? We are designing spaces that hold people's dreams. It's holding people's aspirations. I mean, these are spaces or environments that can actually be someone's hard earned money, over the years. It can be someone's family legacies. it can be something that one is wanting to reward themselves and has been waiting for really long. So it's a huge responsibility. So before we even start sketching or start ideating anything, we first sit down and understand who the client is, what are their requirements, what is their lifestyle, and those little stories that they tell us, of what really matters to them. And the whole design process kind of evolves with these smaller conversations. But like, I must tell you, I mean, when we are listening, it comes with a lot of hearing also. We actually hear things like, we want something which is minimal but at the same time warm, and it can have some touch of rooted Indian contemporary, but yeah, it should surely look modern. So yeah, this all of this comes to us. But yeah, that's why we are designers, that's where our role comes, and that's where we play a major role as to how we will take forward all these aspirations, and we will try to convert them into a space which is not just emotionally resonant, not just something that is reflecting their personality, but also very beautifully cohesive.
Visual platforms influencing this design trends today, like the designers are becoming even more reference dependent. So how do you maintain your authenticity in such an environment?
So let's be practical. We are all moving away from reading books to Kindles and ebooks, and from reading magazines to web features or digital Instagram platforms. And with social media and with AI playing such a big role in our lives, in our day to day lives, it's kind of impossible. I would also say unnecessary to completely do away or not look at these platforms. That is practically not going to happen. And even clients, they're so well versed with the design world because they are completely exposed to these platforms. There are times when they're entering meetings and they have whole presentations ready. They are ready with mood boards, they have screenshots. In fact, their Pinterest boards are more organized than what ours can be. And so, you know look, rather than looking at it as a problem, I feel that what if we look at this as incredible source of inspiration that we are exposed to. I mean, it's like a huge platform, and you can actually look at what is happening around, connect with so many people. And rather than using them as templates to replicate anything in your design, we can just use them as source of inspiration. I mean, we have always been inspired, even back then in college or even now. We are always continuously trying to take inspiration from legendary architects and designers, like be it Jeffrey Bawa or be it Kelly Wersler, be it BV Doshi. We all need a source of inspiration. So I would say that instead of not looking at it as a restraint, you take an inspiration, but then you need to understand how you can translate that using your own design philosophy, using the client's requirements and personality, the site context, and the end product is eventually going to be very authentic and original, not to just who the client truly is, but also to our ethos, our own ethos as designers. So yeah, as long as you know where to draw the line, I mean, you shouldn't reach there where you're only copying things what is already existing. You need to just stop, that where the line of inspiration should be there, and beyond that, then it's all your ideas and all your creativity that'll take you ahead.
Yeah, truly said. So here, I think there must arise a conflict between luxury and sustainability. So, like, luxury is often associated with scale, premium materials, and statement design, while sustainability truly focuses on responsibility. So, how these two ideas come together in your experience?
um I think it's kind of a myth that sustainability and luxury are two very different aspects. Because honestly speaking, doing anything sustainable itself is a form of luxury. Because when you think or decide that you want to do a sustainable design, it is not very cheap. The reason being, the material itself or the craftsmanship itself, they are not locally or easily accessible everywhere. The logistics work out in a very different way. So, sustainability. Um, also as a material, has a lot of layers to it. The kind of story that goes behind the techniques that are used to make develop the material, the craft that has gone behind it, the details that go behind it, that itself adds so much luxury to the material that they kind of build their own statement. So I always tell people that sustainability is kind of a very silent and understated luxury. They actually cannot be put different from each other, and it purely depends on one's perception as to how they look at luxury. But if you ask me, I'll say that sustainability itself is luxury. Because even when you're traveling, I think if you've gone visited any of these homestays, a lot of these eco stays or sustainable homestays, they actually work out more expensive than your conventional ones, or maybe your 4-star 5-star property that you're looking at. It's not just because of the experience that they are going to give you, it's also because what has gone in building it. So yeah, it both just go hand in hand. Yeah, I don't look at it as two different aspects completely.
But do you think the clients do take it different? Like sustainable is something very cheap, or luxury something they want. Like to be modern, they think only luxury is important and not sustainability. Do they confuse it?
Yeah, sometimes they do. Because when you're seeing so much around, you feel, luxury will be using a lot of flamboyant materials. It may be using, certain kinds of light fittings, some chandeliers and then marble happening. But if you're able to convince them and you're able to explain them that what is the future of a sustainable material and what are the other benefits it can bring to their home or their space, I think they kind of understand. And if you rightly know how to blend in two materials, like even when you're doing sustainable and you're still able to bring in luxury elements like be wood, brass, good kind of lights and all, you are still giving them that sense of luxury and keeping the space responsive to the climate.
There is a perception that sustainability is a bit expensive. So does taking step towards sustainability increase the budget?
Yeah, I mean, at the first glance, if you look at the first initial cost that will come to you, yes, sustainability will look like, oh, I mean, that expensive. But if you look at it holistically, it comes at the same or balances the same as any other conventional or luxury material. The reason is any sustainable material is a whole in itself. So it does not require any additional finishes or layering or surface treatments. Once you've used a sustainable material, it's done. You're sorted. So it's a one time cost, and at the same time it's a very wise choice. You are kind of choosing a material which has better longevity, which has a better response to the climate, which has a better life cycle. So if you look at all those aspects, then a client does understand that okay, they're paying for the right thing that is going to add value in the long run to their space. So yeah, it does look expensive at first, but it is a material that one should opt for if you are ready to invest that kind of time to do a sustainable space.
Well, this is getting exciting. I just want to dig more into this. So, in your personal experience in any luxury residential project, where does sustainability truly begin for you?
With the client. Because it's not just about the cost. They have to be ready to invest in a sustainable choice, because it demands time and it demands patience. A sustainable project cannot just be built. Nothing can be just built, but sustainability requires a little more time than any other normal material. So if you're ready to invest that time seeing what the future is going to be like, then yes, sustainability can easily be part of any luxury project. But having said, um, for interiors, doing sustainability isn't as easy. I mean, when you're looking at architecture, it's very different. But when you're looking at interiors, that's not a choice that you'll always be able to make, or a proposal you'll always be able to put forward to a client. Because there are a lot of other limitations that we have with an interior space. So, there I feel that there are a lot of other small conscious measures that we can take to achieve small steps towards sustainability. And they are very simple measures, like um, use less paneled walls, avoid a lot of wastage on site. If your entire design and execution process is well planned, you are avoiding a lot of rework at site. your choice of materials, choose the right material, choose materials that are a little more expensive but on higher quality, so that they have a better life, furniture pieces which are timeless, which can be taken forward, reused, they can be taken forward in the future, for any other purpose. So these kind of very small thoughtful steps also kind of reduce the footprint of the entire project. And even if you do something like that, you have moved one step towards sustainability. So I'll not say it's always about sourcing a sustainable material and doing something sustainable. You can always start with something like this. I think this is the easiest way and the easiest approach in an interior project.
Great. And with all this, can a home feel layered, rich, and emotionally powerful with right materials and not excessive material consumption?
Yeah, 100%. Um, so I am a huge fan, and I also love maximalism. We do a lot of projects on maximalism. So when I say that minimalistic is a way that, a project can look rich, I'm not saying that, okay, I'm against maximalism, but I'm just saying as designers, if we know, we have a command over materials, we know how to apply and detail those materials. Even if we are given two materials, I think we can make the space look spectacular and give a huge character to it. Because even one material can be detailed, textured, and layered in various ways and used throughout the space. So it's on us, it's our strength, and it's how we look at it, because if you look at someone like Tadao Ando, I mean, he's just using two materials and he's doing, I mean, some legendary work all around, and we are all taking inspiration from it. So I would not say that if you have less materials, the space can't look rich. You need more layers to it. The space can definitely look very rich, even if you're just given two or three materials.
But how do you convince a client for that? Is it like very tough because you have to give this idea? You have to present this idea to them, especially when it comes to luxury and sustainable.
Uh, s- so once we've kind of understood, like I said, you need to get into the personality, the brain, the
Yeah.
mind, into their hearts and understand what they really want. You can slowly pitch it to them. See, not everybody these days are huge promoters of using too much, They surely want something that's rich. But if you know how to bring that richness with two materials, and if you can present it to them, they're totally convinced. They're sold at it, because they feel, oh, really? I mean, I'm going to use less and I'm going to achieve luxury. Yeah, I mean, if you can do that, then they are ready for it. It's totally, as designers, I feel that is whole and soul our creativity, as how we can bring it across to them.
Yeah, that's the sole thinking of a person,
Yes.
that the
Yeah.
less the more, but it has to look
Yes,
rich.
it has to
Yeah.
look rich. That's what they
Yeah.
want, and if you know how to do it, they are always ready for it.
Great, great. Now, so then this design industry, which is to nowadays moving too fast. So do you think that it is too fast for the craftsmanship to truly keep their pace in this moving design industry?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, sometimes it is. We are moving too fast, not just because we are all very ambitious, but also because clients are very ambitious. They are always coming in the first meeting that, we are in a hurry. We need to move in. हमारे पास इतना ही time है, हमें इतना जल्दी जाना है. Because that excitement, they're overwhelmed with what is going to be like and how soon they can see the space. But then also technology is evolving a lot now. We are exposed to better tools, better communication systems, which has made work a lot more easier for craftsmen also to achieve things in a certain timeline. So there can be only two ways to this. One is, if you know what you want to do, and if you already decided what kind of craft or detail you are trying to bring in, and you've planned it well, the craftsman has enough time to deliver it to you in the timeline that you have decided for the project. And the other way is, as designers, नींद में से उठ के we get these dreams that, oh, we want to do this suddenly. There can be impromptu decisions. Even if there's an impromptu decisions, you're very transparent with the client. Oh, you know what, this is what we want to create, and this is something very unusual, but this is going to demand this kind of time. So they really respect that transparency, and they kind of understand and appreciate it, because they know what they're going to get at the end. They value the product and they give you that time. So I think it's a situation where you can manage in either ways. Either it's planned or either it's impromptu. But it can be planned, because rather than looking at the pace, if we start respecting the process ourselves also, and then even our clients are respecting that process. And once the respect is there, I think you can manage the pace.
Great. So, as you told that you sometimes do get that need insert, right? That impromptu thing. So, has it ever happened in your any such project that you had very impromptu ideas that let's just do this and not this? So, has it ever happened in any such projects that there was an instant switch of design?
It happens with most of the projects. There are some things that I just don't design, or because I'm wanting to do something more creative or innovative, trying to use some new material. So I kind of leave it lingering. They keep asking me when, how, I say it's happening, is going on. And it's just very sudden. Suddenly there's something that has already been proposed also. And then I just tell them, you know what, now the thought is that we need to do this. And we need to only do this. So there are no two choices over here, because this is the best choice, and it's just looking like the best, and I know it's going to work out the best. So uh, yeah, this happens with most projects. And so as you have so much to showcase also, then clients also, they love these kind of thoughts. They actually feel that these are like the best thoughts. They feel that, oh, this is going to be something different, let's go for it. It's fun. It's like an adventure sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes such decisions are the best
Yeah, the best
decisions.
ones. All usually the best ones. Yeah.
Like talking to you makes me feel you are so ethical to your work, you are so true to your work. So there's a question arises in my mind that has it ever happened that you have ever like stepped away from any project because it does not align with your studio philosophy?
Now, yes. In the recent few years, yes. But I would say when I started off, absolutely no. Because when you start off, you are not just working to create an identity for yourself, you are also working for bread and butter. So you kind of don't care. You are like, I mean, even if you don't like what sometimes that, what that thing is going to look like, you put that stone on your heart, and, you just give it that shot. You're gonna, like, let's do it. But now, yeah, we do tell a no to a lot of projects that don't align with our design philosophy, because I think we once you've decently established yourself, you reach a stage where you kind of want to choose what you do rather than doing what you have to do. So yeah, we are there where we want to choose what we do, because we want to make a difference which with every project, with every design that we are creating, leave a certain kind of inspiration for the many out there. Yeah.
Now, since you are at a stage, so the question is that what if you think that space karma was found today in 2026? Would that really change your design approach?
um no, I don't think I would change being rooted. But yeah, I would love to be a Gen Z, because I kind of sometimes don't understand what goes within them. They kind of very quick, very fast with their decisions. They just jump into it. So yeah, if Space Karma was in 2026, I would have made more bold and more upfront decisions, which we do even now. We do now, but it has taken some time, to reach. Design decisions are bold, but a lot of other decisions that the company makes, they are not has started making upfront decisions now. We did not start making upfront decisions. So if Space Camera was in 2026, I think I would be just doing all bold upfront decisions, and I would be doing what I want to do, and just saying a no what I don't want to do. And yeah, I would be like a tech pro, which we are now becoming because of the team. The team is Gen Z, so we have all tech savvy, so we kind of bring in all the new tools and all the new softwares and adapt to it, and see how we can evolve, and in that aspect also as designers. Back then, I think, yeah, we were a little slow. Yeah.
Yeah, if it would have been today, it would all be very aesthetic everywhere as we
I
want.
think the visuals would be extremely aesthetic, and we would be like super fast. I mean, with so much happening with AI and everything, the softwares are so much better. The outcome is better and it's faster. So it would be very different. Yeah.
Well, so as we are beginning with this Gen Z conversation, well, a question arises in my mind that has it happened any time back in studio that there are some design conflicts arising between you and your team?
Yeah, yeah, but I love my team. I'm gonna tell you that. So if they listen to this, it's just an answer to your question. But yeah, my team is filled with only Gen Zs, and we do have conflicts because I kind of look at things in a very different perspective sometimes. Because I will tell them that no, it has to be long lasting. We are not gonna get into the service again. We have to ensure everything is perfect. We have to do this, we have to do that, and they feel everything cannot be our headache. We've done this, we are doing this, and this looks good. I mean, then so so it is a conflict in many other ways, but they are always filled with new ideas, so there's always a lot of learning for me also when they come up with something that, ma'am, you think too much, you kind of overthink sometimes, you need to like calm down, you need to be easy. So I that kind of helps me also. But yeah, I mean, conflicts are always going to be there, but it's a win-win situation, and it's a very good collaboration that we have. The way we work symbiotically with each other and then execute projects, and the kind of energy that they have is is spectacular. So that helps keep the positivity also in the office. So it's fun with them, and I find debating also with them. It's good, it's good that they listen and they respect, and it's not that they always argue back, but they'll argue, but then they'll, yeah, respect it and look into it that it doesn't happen again, or they kind of try to change something about it.
So, talking about Gen Z, our young listeners and designers today, before they begin thinking about other trends or aesthetics, what is the first principle they must understand about designing responsibly?
Well, I would say they need to first really understand the depth of materials. Just go out, just explore. Don't just read something or see something and come to a decision. You need to first explore everything. Try, explore, do everything, do all of it, and then come to a decision. Let your inner gut, let your inner instinct, let the creativity inside you build what you want to build. Take forward things that are more responsible. And also, I feel there needs to be some kind of consistency, because the more consistent you are, whether you're working somewhere or whether you are by yourself, the more consistent you are at your at whatever you're doing, or as a designer, the more evolved you are, and you eventually become more responsible towards everything. Not only towards your approach as a designer, but also how you're choosing materials, how you're kind of being with your clients, all of that, how responsive you're towards nature or environment. So it's all a very thoughtful cycle, and it only comes with consistency. uh, what I usually see is that there's a lot of jumping around. There is less patience, and patience and consistency can take you really long. I mean, they teach you what nothing else can teach you. And yeah, like, read, explore, and be consistent. That is going to be my take for them.
Yeah, lovely advice. Thank you so much. And this was a time. Thank you so much,
Thank
Shweta,
you.
for
Thank you so
joining us.
much.
It was really insightful and a knowledgeable conversation with you, especially for the young designers out there. It was really insightful and perspective driven. Thank you so much for joining us
Thank you so
once
much.
again.
Thank you for having me here today.
Thank you.